You know that drawer in your house where all the random stuff gets dumped? The batteries, the old keys, the receipts. You open it up and it's just chaos. That's what my soul started to feel like. Every pressure, every problem, every bit of drama, it all just stuck to me. And eventually I realised it wasn't just the circumstances weighing me down, it was all the extra stuff that my soul had been picking up and carrying. That's when I stumbled onto something called Benevolent Detachment. And honestly, it's been a massive game changer. We live in a world that absolutely thrives on drama. Every day there's something new that you can get tangled up in, and the more enmeshed we get, the less clearly we can think, the less freely we can live. For me, it was starting to feel like I couldn't breathe properly, like I was constantly carrying weight that wasn't even mine to carry. Why does this happen? Well, firstly, we absorb too much. Like magnets, our souls collect every scrap along the way, and we confuse responsibility with entanglement. We take on things that we were never meant to hold, and we forget to let go. We cling to the drama instead of releasing it. And basically, the result is our souls get really cluttered and weighed down. Peace becomes impossible, and it gets really challenging. So, this is where benevolent detachment comes in. Detachment means creating healthy distance, and benevolent means that you do it with love, not cynicism. It's not denial, it's not coldness, it's stepping back with kindness so that you can see clearly, so that you can breathe again, so that you can respond instead of react. Here's a phrase that I've been practicing recently. I release everyone and everything. Pretty simple, right? But powerful if you learn to be consistent. Let me say it again. I release everyone and everything. You know, this could be something that you struggle with as well. Maybe you haven't even noticed until I talked about it today in this episode. Why don't you drop it in the comments below? Is this a challenge for you? Do you find yourself, when you stop and think about it, hang on, I've picked up a whole bunch of stuff through my day today that's making me feel heavy. It's not even my stuff to carry. I'd love to hear from you on that. You see, this practice of benevolent detachment is just one part of what I cover in the True Self Transformation course. And I designed it for people just like you, people who get stuck with this kind of stuff. And so if you want to go deeper, or if you're ready to clear the clutter from your soul and finally step into peace and purpose, why don't you check out the link in the description and check out that course. I think it'll be perfect for you. I want to give you some practical ideas about how you could get started with this practice of benevolent detachment. Let's take a look at two specific things. First of all is to practice intentional breathing. Now, for those of you who are thinking, are we about to go into a deep breathing class? Well, no, not really. But I am going to take a moment to talk about the fact that intentional breathing can actually be powerful, because what it does is it slows your thoughts down. Sometimes our thoughts are running so fast and so manic and frenzied, we're not actually clear on what topics and what content has gotten in there. If you can imagine a washing machine, a front loader washing machine where you can see the clothes spinning and tumbling and moving around, it's not real easy to actually identify individual garments and pieces of material because it's just one big tumbling bundle of cotton and cloth and all the rest of it. That's how our brains get, and that's how our souls get sometime, that we actually go through our days, and like I talked about, our soul is like a magnet. We pick up things from a conversation we overheard. We pick up things from a clip that we saw on the news. We pick up things from an observation as we were going through our day, and it kind of sticks to us. And without even realizing, we can have this tumbling motion of dozens and dozens of thoughts, many of which don't even actually apply to us, but they're adding weight to our soul. They are affecting our emotional well-being, and they're cluttering our clarity. And so intentional breathing can actually help to slow down the machine of our thoughts, get the pace set just so that we can cherry pick out some things that we don't need to be carrying. Sometimes I like to actually just go for 3 deep breaths. And as I do, I focus my thoughts on the breathing. Deep in, deep out, deep in, deep out. And actually it slows down the machine enough to realize, okay, my internal mechanisms were on autopilot, spinning really fast. Sometimes we're in that mode before we've even left the house for our day. And it just shows how much of a habit we are in of picking up stuff we don't need. And it points to the fact that we've got to learn to release things and let them go. So intentional breathing can help to slow the machine. And the second one, we already talked about it, is to practice this phrase. Now, I would encourage you, I release everyone and everything. I would actually encourage you to say it out loud. If you feel uncomfortable doing that to start with, you can do it in your self-talk in your mind, but saying it out loud straight after the intentional breathing can really help you to set your day right. You might even want to do it again at lunchtime. And when you get home from work, perhaps you could coordinate it with a consistent habit. Maybe you put your keys down in the same place when you come in the house, or maybe as you close your car door as you head inside. Speaking out this phrase, I release everyone and everything, helps to remind you I can actually detach from the things that don't need to stay connected to me, and I can do so in a way where it's actually not cynical, it's not harsh, it's not angry, it's not reactive, it's actually just very calm and releasing the weights that we don't need to carry. Benevolent detachment, very powerful. And as you do that, as you breathe intentionally, as you practice this phrase in your mind's eye, I want you to imagine unhooking yourself. In other words, imagine that there are hooks that you're just pulling out from your soul and saying, don't need that conversation, don't need that drama that I observed at work today, don't need that news story part of my dinner time routine. Unhook those things, or maybe a metaphor or analogy for you is like pulling strips of Velcro apart. Just pull it away from you, release it, do it daily, and you'll start to feel that weight lift off you. Benevolent detachment. You can do this. It's helped me a lot to recover peace, even though I didn't think it was possible to begin with. But actually, I think it's got power to do the same for you, to release stuff you don't need to carry, recover that peace that you want, detach with love, and live lighter. I'd love to hear from you in the comments how you go with this. Let me know what it's like to practice those practical action steps. And as you do that, I'll look forward to seeing you in another video real soon.